Major moves. We going all in, like we got nothing to lose. We making moves. We making major moves. We making moves. We making major moves. We making moves.
Welcome back to my channel. I want to thank you guys for actively deciding to spend time with me. I'm just a guy in a Spider-Man mask, a cool one I might add. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just providing information and content already on the internet, and I just read it and present it to you guys in a way that may reach you or may not reach you. Whatever the reason is you found my page, I'm grateful you're here, and thank you for spending time with me. Let's get into this. What is up, everybody? I'm Mr. Man. Welcome back to my spot. I was talking to one of my subscribers today, and he was suggesting that I should change my the name of my YouTube channel to the Spider's Web. I do like that name because Mr. Man might be hard to find. That's the name I go by. So I might have something like Mr. Man, semicolon, the Spider's Web, and something to do with cryptocurrency that way and blockchain, so people know what this channel is about as opposed to just Mr. Man. So I do appreciate that sentiment coming out towards me here. But today in the kitchen we are cooking up some real spicy food. You guys are gonna love this, okay? So I'm gonna take you through some of the regulators through some of what the regulators had to say today, what's going on with stablecoins. We're going to talk about Ripple. We're going to talk about Stellar. We're going to talk about the very first the SEC regulated blockchain. And then we're going to talk about LAC chain, all right, which has to do with properties and real estate. So let's go through this quickly. Because I'm going to spend time with my lady upstairs. We also going to finish off our taxes, send those off. But I got to send you guys some fire, send you off with a good hoorah. So today, here, Circle has applied for a license to operate out in Singapore. I'm not going to play this video, just know that they've sent out a license to operate in Singapore. This is this right here. This is very, very important, okay? This is key here. So let's read this. Circle's intent to pursue approval from the AMF could make it the first company to receive full authorization under the DASP regulatory regime. This move signifies Circle's commitment to expand its operations into Europe, okay? Remember that. We put that shit up in your head. Remember that. Where France will become a key hub for the company's operation. All right? Remember that one. We're going to touch back on that again today. Here, get ready for the Regulated Liability Network, the RLN. It's crazy how learning about these things ahead of time, you can see them coming. Listen to this quickly, okay?
Binary choice that we have to face. I believe that the people of the United States do not want to live in a world where anonymous transactions. Another example of this. Let's say that someone puts a gun at your head, drags you into an alley, says, "Get out your phone and transfer all of your digital assets to me." Okay, are you screwed or not? All right, in your ideal world, are you in your utopia? What is your reaction to that?
So I will say, if you look at the models of existing stablecoins, including the Paxos stablecoins that I previously ran, we do have a solution to this problem, and I advocate for it in my testimony. Stablecoins that exist on public blockchains should have freeze and seize capabilities. If there's illicit action, we need the ability to take those coins back and prevent them from being spent. We also need blockchain surveillance tools, which Superintendent Harris talked about. They exist: Chainalysis, Elliptic, Inca Digital.
Yeah, but these are being defeated. These are being defeated by more anonymous coins all the time.
Only when using crypto assets that are not the regulated stablecoins.
All right. So that part of what your vision is that there be mandatory transparency, so that ultimately regulators can see the true identities behind the participants in transactions.
That's one option. I would say the other is, right now, given the lack of clarity and inability of many of the most regulated financial institutions to operate in this space, you have many bad actors. If you create a federal pathway where they use specifically regulated stablecoins that have these properties,
right, So what we need is the equivalent of a license plate on every digital wallet. Because if you think about how essential the development of license plates and driver's license were to the healthy development of the automobile industry, You know, this was crucial. It would be completely unacceptable to have unlicensed cars and unlicensed drivers driving through your neighborhood or across your international borders.
So for that to happen, they need to know who's on the network that they're using. That is the Regulated Liability Network. We have spoken about that before. I have a video on that actually. I touched on that. Should go take a deep dive and check that out. But moving on. Here, what do they say here? We're moving to a cashless society. They actually say it this time. They actually say it in Congress.
McHenry and when she was chairwoman, Maxine Waters, for paying attention to this space. The market really needs this legal clarity, and I think that's something that both of you have highlighted. But let me close with Mr. Chervinsky. If stablecoins are to eventually be used as an actual medium of exchange to move that store of value that is stable, do you believe it's necessary that they retain the attributes of cash, which is permissionless peer-to-peer transactions, versus an intermediary third party that facilitates the transactions?
Thank you for your question, Congressman. I think that's absolutely critical. I think that we are currently moving toward a cashless society. We can go one of two directions. We can either follow China and have a currency that is totally controlled and surveilled by governments and also by corporations to serve a business model of surveillance capitalism, or we can reproduce the benefits of cash. I think we all agree that cash is a very important tool for people to use, and we can do that in the digital space using stablecoins.
Gentlemen's time to be trusted.
All right, so we're heading to a cashless society, which we already knew, though. Stablecoin, did you guys know that there was stablecoin regulations in New York? And they bring it up here because New York is the prototype for here, not here, but in North America, Canada, US as well, because it's not regulated anywhere else but in New York. Check this out.
I'm from Ohio. We don't have an Ohio regulator that's doing what you're doing. But a federal framework for payment stablecoins would say, yeah, we could trust that the New York financial service regulators got this. At some level, we would have some federal supervision that would interact like we do in other financial services. And that would be highly compatible with your existing state-based regulatory framework?
Absolutely, sir.
Thank you very much for that clarification. Mr. Campbell, Tether is the largest stablecoin in the ecosystem, and it's headquartered in Hong Kong. What does that mean for the stablecoin ecosystem that Tether is located offshore? And how has Tether become such a large player in the space?
Yeah, thank you for the question. I would say, one, Tether has become a large player because they had a first mover advantage. They started in 2014 before other stablecoins, and that just speaks to the problem of inaction when people can't move elsewhere. You end up with entrenched incumbents. Two, Tether has not faced the same kind of regulatory uncertainty. They don't have the concerns that others do about having to conform with something relatively strict and relatively demanding like the NYDFS guidance, which, by the way, I greatly support, having worked in that space as well. That keeps consumers safe. They're not transparent. It's unclear if they've always had all the reserves, and it puts people at risk. But when they are the default option because others are being hamstrung, it's what people use because there's demand for dollars on a blockchain. And so I think it's there just because it's been available.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it, and thanks for your clarification. I guess I would say I've felt at times that because they don't have the transparency and disclosure requirements, I've at times referred to it as a time bomb because we have clarity in New York, but we don't have clarity into Hong Kong's market. And frankly, the move to Hong Kong is a step in.
All right, you heard it there. Tether is a ticking time bomb just waiting to blow. So I hope you guys aren't using that stable coin at all. It's not a stable coin. It's just a coin masquerading as one. A wolf in sheep's clothing ready to bite your ass. So as we talk about stable coins here in New York, here we go. New York, the stable coin must be fully backed by a reserve. Notice the term and the language, backed by a reserve of assets, meaning that the market value of the reserve is at least equal to the nominal value of all outstanding units of the stable coin as of the end of each business day. So we got into that. I want to jump into this quickly here. Just quickly. This is from Ripple and the U.S. Faster Payments Council. Just showing you guys. This is back in like 2015, I want to say. And they had created the Faster Payments Council, along with Ripple, had created the Faster Payments Task Force. And now they're writing to that, okay? A special report from the U.S. Faster Payments Council and Ripple on the transformative opportunities of crypto-enabled payments and what leading providers expect next. You're not going to find this anywhere else, you guys. Like, I've looked at a lot of, I guess you could call them influencers pages, and they're not going to put out what I'm putting out here. I'm not tooting my own horn or, giving myself a one-hand pat on the back, even though I just did that. Disregard it. But just know I care about you guys, and I want you guys to have the best. So I will put my time, my blood, sweat, and tears. I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning. The minute I wake up, I have my earphones in my ears, and I'm learning so I can come and teach you guys what's going on in the world. I don't want to bring the news. Oh, this is what the news said today. This is what the news said. Everybody is bringing that. What is the news not telling us? That's what I want to bring to you guys. So, forward from the Faster Payments Council, again, along with Ripple, the payments ecosystem is evolving quickly and in many different directions. The pace and breadth of making changes at a challenge to keep up with everything. Digital currencies are not new, and there are fascinating use cases that are already achieving scale. However, how digital currencies are perceived and how they might be part of the future state of payments remains a topic of much interest. Understanding the wide range of use cases and potential advantages of new payments technology is important for all ecosystem participants, and we hope that this paper can help in that regard. So here's the TOC, table of contents. Blockchain and crypto will enhance payments, speed and boost customer value. Yep, crypto's most attractive feature, cost reduction, enterprise growth to support payments. Notice how it's paired with Ripple though. I mean, I'm gonna put my speculation in like you guys are. It's not used. Ripple's not being used. XRP's not being used. Whatever. Ripple's in there. They're in there like Borat swimwear. Okay, it's up in there. Here we go. Blockchain and crypto will enhance payment speed and boost customer value. Nearly every surveyed leader, 97%, believe blockchain technology and cryptocurrency will have a significant or very significant role in enabling faster payments within the next 3 years. For respondents, blockchain and crypto technologies holds particular promise with respect to transforming cross-border payments. Juniper Research supports this notion, pointing to blockchain's potential to significantly increase saving for financial institutions conducting cross-border transactions, an estimated $10 billion by 2023. I'm holding this mic up here, having problems again. This is like an ongoing thing. It's just an ongoing thing here. I gotta figure this thing out. Fast, reliable, and transparent payment settlements. Observers shouldn't underestimate the transformative opportunity here, right? Global cross-border payment flows are expected to reach 156 trillion. 156 trillion. I know you see that number right there. Look at that. Oh my Lord. Driven by 5% compound annual growth rate. So you see how much cross-border payments are going to reach up to 156 trillion. Let's keep taking this dive, okay? I'm going to divert topics for a minute, then bring us back on topic again. Here, Intel accesses Bitcoin mining chips. If you guys remember me telling you, I think Bitcoin is going to be like just an ETF. I believe it's going to survive, but not be a huge thing. It's going to be a peer-to-peer mechanism, and that's it. Because no other enterprise is adopting this. Nobody wants to pay the high fees. Nobody wants to have, a 90 minutes settlement time at that sense. Like, it's not. Most of the retailers can I buy coffee? Can I buy pizza, whatever the hell they want to buy. You don't want to use your crypto assets to buy that shit. That's what you have cash for. That's what you have money for. Don't view cryptocurrency as currency. View them as the underlying liquidity or infrastructure, which will now facilitate cash. So if you want to get cash, but don't use your crypto for that shit. That's just stupid. So Here we are here. This is the OECD. They are another high-level entity, entity that provides recommendation, one of the standard settings bodies. Here they are writing for ESMA, Financial Innovation Day 2015. This is an old one here, right? Let me just show you this here. ESMA is the European something or other, where they're comparing Ripple, or Ripple's protocol, versus the traditional cross-border payments here. So here, figure 2, Ripple cross-border versus traditional border. Here's traditional. It processes in 2 to 4 days, all right? It goes from central counterparty, it goes from customer A, sending bank, central counterparty, sending correspondent, liquidity provider, receiving correspondent, central counterparty, receiving bank, and customer B. All this shit in 2 to 4 days. Ripple's protocol, Ripple virtual currency. Ripple's virtual currency is XRP. The protocol solves the issue and has finite in terms of settlement, settlement within seconds, okay? Customer A, sending bank, exchange liquidity provider, receiving bank, customer B. Me to you, 3 to 5 seconds, all right? That's how that works. You're not here fighting with this stupid nonsense anymore with correspondent banks. It's interesting to see how this innovation spurred competitors that created what I think are nimbler systems, and how with the entrance of banks and other big players, the focus has definitely shifted from a revolutionary defiance of creating a currency outside the central bank system, that sounds like a stablecoin to me, to technological issues of how to make more efficient and secure payments and carry out transactions without the need for a trusted third party. Ripple is an interesting case in point that could well serve as a model for bank evolution, currently used by some banks and being tested by others. Let's move on to Stellar. All right, Stellar for CBDCs. So this is how we end up back in Europe again, back on Stellar. I was telling you that with USDC moving into applying for license or headquarters out in Paris. Sorry. So introduction. I don't want to read that. Here we go. Today, public blockchain promised the best of both worlds: asset interoperability and security against bad actors. Most public blockchains achieve security for the assets through mining. We all know what mining is: proof of work. The process of creating new cryptocurrency and distributing it to the blockchain participants as a reward for hardening transaction security. Mining precipitated the remarkable advent of novel counterparty free assets such as Bitcoin and Ethereum. This is an older one. I think it's like back in 2020. All right, these cryptocurrencies have gained significant financial value while permitting secure transactions across mutually distrustful, even anonymous parties, all the while have no clear issuer of the asset that needs to be trusted. But cryptocurrencies such as these can only do so much to influence the better the lives of individuals. Currencies issued by sovereign states remain important financial instruments, and issuing them on a blockchain has positive implications for the global monetary system. So that's what we're talking about. So here we go. Here's the next PDF after this Stellar PDF, okay? Here's the next one. Understanding CBDCs, a guidebook for regulators and policymakers. That's where we're at now, okay? Whew. Yes. So here we go. This is acknowledgements. I want to say acknowledgements right here. Let's see who they're acknowledging. This paper has also benefited from peer review from a consultation process. We are grateful for the valuable contributions from the following colleagues. This name, Harish from the World Bank, Eric Fayen from the World Bank, Matthew Gameser from the World Bank, Elaine McEachran, World Bank, Robin Noonham from Alliance for Financial Inclusion, Odayemi John from Alliance. Here we have the UN All right. We have UN and the Better Cash Alliance. We have the Bank of International Settlements, the Innovation Hub. We have the BIS again. We have the IMF down here. They're thanking them. They're acknowledging. They're thanking them. Stellar is thanking these people. All right. Or acknowledging these people. IMF again. We have Arab Monetary Fund. And we have Clifford Chance LLP. Not sure who they are. But what I want to show you guys is these people. Right here. All right. This could also be complemented with programmability. The European Commission, through the EU Blockchain Observatory and Forum, that's an entity right here. These guys were just created, I want to say, in 2017, the Blockchain Observatory and Forum. They were created specifically for these purposes that we're living through right now about blockchain, and it's a think tank. Highlighted that a digital euro could be programmed to prevent the execution of transactions with sanctioned parties, or automatically report transactions that meet certain regulatory criteria. So you heard that, you've seen that. You talk about Europe, the European dollar now. Where is this? No, I want to Google. Let me just pull this up for you guys here. Okay. This is it. Right here. Right here. Right here, right here, right here. This came out April 7th, okay? So we're a couple days late. Today is the 19th, so we're 12 days late. Circle applies for regulatory approvals in France, doubling down on European expansion, right? So let's look at what they're talking about here. Circle, a global digital financial technology firm and the issuer of USDC and the EUROC. The EUROC, the European stablecoin, okay? Remember, if you guys remember, we had broken this all down back here. NBU with Stellar and the digital transformation of Ukraine. We had spoken about them here, back with the bank again, and how Bit and Idemia here, which they created along with Tascom Bank, to create the hryvnia, the Ukrainian dollar. So that's where we're at. That is where we're at. And these guys have applied for their license now. So do you think they're going to do it for Europe? Do you think they're going to replicate the same thing they're doing for the refugees out in Europe now that Circle is applying for their license and moving a headquarter down towards there? Seems pretty plausible to me. On my search today, I came across these guys here. Confirm. Securitize. I keep calling them that. Securitize. And what this company says here is this. All right, if we just Google him, it says Securitize, the first blockchain-based SEC-registered transfer agent, providing future-proof solutions that integrate seamlessly with digital securities. So they're regulated already through the SEC. Who are they? Access the most exclusive asset class in the world, private markets. Invest in carefully vetted investment opportunities, private markets, secondary markets. Wow, these guys are phenomenal. All right. So to prove they're phenomenal, let's just see who these guys are. Let's go up here, go to About. We'll go to Our Story, and we'll see who these guys are. They sound fantastic, but let's just read who they are. All right. Meet the Securitize leadership team. All right. Here are some of their names. But that tells me nothing. Here are some of the Securitize market leadership team. Still nothing. Board of directors. Okay. It's telling me a bit about who they are now. But let's see who the advisory board is. Former SEC director. Okay. Former JP Morgan individual. This guy was Potomac Global CEO founder. This guy here worked at Barclays and Lehman Brothers. This guy was a former CEO of Twitter. From Google, managing director here of the World Economic Forum. She's a Prudential Securities CIO. She's a New York Commodities Exchange former chairwoman. All right, these guys aren't set up to fail. They know, these guys are in there. So we're in there, all right? You have this guy here, part of the BBVA Compass chairman. And here, who do we have here? James Wallace of what company? Ripple. That's who James Wallace is. All right. This guy's a founder of the Securitize. He is with Ripple. So let's go through, meet our investors. Who do you see? Who do you see right here? That's Ripple, right there. We have, where are you? I saw you earlier today. You're small, very, very small, right here. That's Coinbase right there. All right. We have a bunch of names here that we are familiar with. All right. We all know Tezos. I don't talk about them. We know SBI. We know about these guys, all right? That's who this company is. These guys are regulated, and Ripple's working with regulated companies and entities already. Don't let this SEC case spook you or fool you out. When that Ripple price, when that XRP price drops, what I'm doing after reading charts, I buy more. I keep buying and buying. It's so easy to sit there and just shoot this up as if it's nothing, you know? Like, I find this an easy addiction that I truly, truly love. Truly, truly love. So, moving on now. Here we go. I ran across this today. JRC. This is about real estate now. Taking you guys back to real estate. We were talking about this in previous videos. Now we're bringing it back again. Talking about real estate on the blockchain from the European Commission. This is from the highest level entities here. All right. Not my words. I read what they say. I put the pieces together. Done. JCR Science for Policy Reports. Blockchain for the digital governments. So we're looking at real estate today. All right. In real estate, the value at stake is high, highlighting the importance of security and transparency of property transactions. Currently, settlement in real estate is slow, costly, and exposed to various business risks. Very true. Including contested property deeds, which you can lose. I have mine in a file, and they're thick-ass files. This project attempts to tackle both the distrust between parties in real estate transfers and the speed of transactions. Here's where we're gonna get good. The project was initiated in September 2016 by the Swedish Mapping, Cadastre, and Land Registration Authority. Land is whatever that is bank, SBAB, Telia, Chromaway, and Kairos Future. The project was set up to redefine real estate transaction and mortgage deed. It aims to address the main pain point of the current transaction system, which are the lack of transparency for the land authority, slow registration system, and the complex process for agreements between buyer and seller. All right. So the underlying technology in this project consists of two main concepts: the blockchain platform and the smart contract workflow. The smart contract workflow enables an automatic process of transaction by the participants. The blockchain system combines the capabilities of centralized relational database with private blockchains. All right. So we're looking at private blockchains. So let's check out who Chroma is. Our head office in Stockholm, situated in one of the most emblematic buildings of the city, the Central Station. All right, here they are. This is some of their companies that we had just read about that they set this up with. That's Chromaway, Their founding story. Here are some of the individuals. We know what they're about. Just briefly, we touched on them. I'll give you guys a quick video and then I'll jump into it, okay?
So one pilot we're running now in Taiwan is for the Taiwan Land Registry, inspired by Chromaway's previous projects with the Swedish Lantmäteriet. We've conducted a pre-study during 2019 and aim to go into an implementation project 2020. I guess there are some main differences between the Taiwan situation and the Swedish one. The pre-study has identified the need for increased digitalization in some other government agencies, so it will take some time before that is in place. But otherwise, we think it's perfect. Land ownership is something very suitable for blockchain applications.
Yep. It's our honor to be invited to join this pre-study led by University in Taiwan, Fengjia University. They got this research project in this year to help the land registry bureau in Taiwan to understand how blockchain could benefit to make the land registration digitalized. So in Taiwan, we haven't have a very complete digitalization system for the land trading and the registration. So the government think about if we are going to digitalize that, we should use advanced technology, but not technology already exists or behind. So it is a very good research project, and it starts from this March, and the web is already about to submit the report just in these 2 weeks. And the whole project, we expect that could be start to have a small pilots maybe next year, and start to develop for the real system start from 2021.
Awesome. So my question is, like, this sounds sweet. Who are they building on? Who are they building on? IDB executes blockchain property registry pilot with Chromio. All right, just January. Literally a couple months ago. The Inter-American Development Bank, IDB, has been a blockchain trailblazer with IDB's labs founding the LAC chain, right? A public permissioned blockchain network spanning Latin America and the Caribbean. As a development bank, the objective for LAC chain is to support grassroots blockchain applications that implement everyday lives. Today, enterprise application developer Chromeway announced it has completed the property registry pilot with LAC chain using a permissioned version of Chromia blockchain. So let's learn a bit about this. Okay, so here's a study they had done. Here's the study now, back from 2021, a paper about LAC chain, the Cambridge quantum computing, and they talk about it, right? They talked about the algorithms. Where did I see that? Yeah, they talk about the algorithms and the project itself. And then, here we go. Who is LAC chain with? Hyperledger. So Hyperledger is with XLM. That's the public blockchain. Then you have Hyperledger, which is the private blockchain. So these real estate deeds in Sweden, in Taiwan now, all on XLM. All right, you guys, keep this shit popping. I'm gonna be snagging some more of this crypto tonight. Gonna read the charts first and see where it's moving, then make my plan and execute. LAC chain uses Hyperledger Bezu to create the world's largest permissioned blockchain, public blockchain. Whoops. Here we go. LAC chain, sponsored by Inter-American Development Bank, that's the IDB labs, and partnered with Regional Public Good, supported by Global Alliance for Developing Blockchain in Latin America with the Caribbean, LAC. Latin America Caribbean, LAC. That's the LAC chain. Launched in 2019, the largest permissioned public blockchain infrastructure in the world, based on the number of projects and entities using it directly. Okay, where was it? Goals, approach, here's the results. More than 101 entities on the network since its launch. There's 101 already. As of August 2022, 191 nodes have been deployed. More than 60 projects on LAC chain network already. Over 40 projects with impact on inclusion. 15 countries are co-building ecosystem. 15 countries are building on this already. Yeah, I need to execute this plan on XLM. This is going to be fucking huge. Just massive. Just massive, okay? The principal download the case study. I might look into this. Should probably look into it. Let me just see what this is about. Here's the case study for the LAC chain. It'll probably give me some more insight. More than likely give me some more insight into this Chroma project here with them. I can continue reading about Chroma, get their white paper as well. But that's what I got for you guys today. I hope you find value in this. Love you guys, respect you guys. Keep stacking gold, keep stacking silver is what I tell myself to do. Not financial advice for you, but that's what I tell myself to do. Learn about cryptocurrencies. I stack cryptocurrencies. I love the 3Xs, XRP, XLM, XDC. I got HBAR as well, Algorand. I got a few others. See how they play out. But I love them. My recommendation, I'm not a financial advisor. The writing's on the wall with which cryptocurrencies are going to be what. It's not a belief system. It's just read about what they're going to be doing, who they're partnered with, where they're going to be used, how they're going to be used. All right. Play it smart. Love you guys. Respect. Have a good night.
Making major moves. We going all in. Like we got nothing to lose. We making moves. We making major moves. We making moves.